Hello, this is Darla Roberts coming to you from my Stampin' Cave in Tucson, Arizona. And I just need to make sure that you can hear me okay and if I'm set up correctly. So let me just refresh my computer. Okay. I hear myself, so I'm going to shut that off. Okay. All right, so I am going to show a fun, quick technique on, I need to make sure my timing, sorry. I'm going to show a quick technique on using, excuse me, some watercolor paper, the water painters, you get 3 to the package. And I have them filled with water already. So this is the biggest one. That's the one we're going to use for my demonstration. And then we're going to play with one of the watercolor pencils. And one thing I love about Stampin' Up! Is the color coordination. So this is Gorgeous Grape watercolor pencil. This is Gorgeous Grape ink pad, and I'll show you my card at the end, but this is Gorgeous Grape cardstock. So it all coordinates together, and I simply love that about Stampin' Up! I'll show you the front side of that in just a minute. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I had a piece. Okay, I'll just use this. Okay. So I am going to use just a piece of watercolor paper, and I'm just going to color in just a little bit, and I'm going to make a tag. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I am just going to scribble this color all over. We're not going to use the whole thing, but I just want to show you my scribbling technique. So then I'm going to take one of the watercolor water painters. They got rid of these for a while and they just came back, so I'm excited that they're back. So you want to have something to work on to protect your surface here. And I am just going to paint. You can make this as light as you like. If you want it lighter, then you would just simply add a little bit more water. And every time you make one of these, it's going to turn out different. So basically, that's just what I'm doing. Is I just took this plain. Get my words right, watercolor paper, and I just scribbled some of that Gorgeous Grape watercolor pencil on, and you can tell it's just getting a little bit lighter. The parts that I wanted just a little bit lighter. And one other thing you can do is you can take your water painter to the pencil like that. Then you can just simply pick up more color. Isn't that fun? So there is a lot of possibilities. I'm trying to get in this camera here. So there's a lot of possibilities with this fun technique. So that's what I wanted to show on that. And then just to clean it, you would just go like this and then just until it's clear. And then it's good to go and just put it away. All right. So once this dries, it dries pretty quickly because it's watercolor paper, but I'm going to put that aside, and I have one that's already finished that I just did. So what I did with this one is I stamped a thank you. So I use this stamp set right here. It's one of my favorite ones, Tags of Thanks. And I use this sentiment right here, thank you. And then I already stamped it, put it on my clear block. I already stamped it. And then I used that gorgeous grape. The ink pads open like a compact. And then they just close. Okay. So I am going to take this Modern Label Punch. This is all dry. So then I'm just going to turn this upside down so I can see where I'm punching. Simply just going to punch that out. And now I have this. So the other day in another event, I did a live and I did this card. So we can change up this card just by simply changing up that tag. There's nothing wrong with this card, but when you add this watercolor look, it adds a little bit of a wow to it. It just changes it up just a tiny bit. It still coordinates because I've used the gorgeous grape in my card, but it changes how quickly it changes. There's nothing wrong with this label. It's just, I was just showing a simple card, just simply stamping it, inking it up, but can take that to a wow just by using those watercolor pencils. Let me just, if you're watching with me, let me know. I would love to know where you're watching from. And let me just check my time. Okay. Oops. Okay. So yeah, just a couple more things I wanted to share was you can take your ink. So I'm just going to open this up, and you can make it into like a little ink well there. And what I'm going to show is, this was not planned, so spur of the moment. So you can take your water painter, and you can, we need to get some water in there. So you can take your water, mix it in there, and then you can just simply get it that, whoops, I got my dog hair on there, excuse that. And I don't edit my videos, so. Okay, so I just quickly just took that same color, really gets them in there. I'm not going to water it down quite as much. And then you can just simply have so much fun with these watercolor painters, with these water painters. So there you go. And once that dries, I can stamp on that and make that into a, however I want to use another tag, or however I wanted to use that. And then I don't like to leave it wet when I do that technique on my ink pad. So I just quickly going to clean that and just wipe that out. So that is good to go for the next time. So it does give a little bit different look, because the watercolor, this is all dry now. So then that's when, I'll just show you how I did it real quick. So then I did take the gorgeous grape, and I'm going to ink this up. And I'm just simply going to go straight down, straight up. And then I would just be punching this out again. There we go. It's a little wet, so that's why it didn't turn out quite as good. But there you go. Just a couple of quick coloring techniques using the water painters and the watercolor pencils. And then I did throw in a little technique with the ink pad. But it all coordinates together with all of the Stampin' Up! Colors. If you have any questions, let me know. And I hope you are having a great Saturday, and make it a creative day. Bye.